if mine's the only one that's like that, but on the 3.5 it says assault on a civilian.
You know what? Okay, I got those. So that was my fault. Like I said, I have a headache. I might have misread that one. Yes, it is
Well, I
assault on a
was following
civilian. I do
along with the
apologize.
yeah, I was following along with the little book icon on the top right corner, and I know they just dropped like new rules, RP rules, and stuff like that, like earlier this week.
You know what? That has actually changed. That's changed.
I have another question too.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so I pull somebody over, right? And I said, pull over. This is the West Coast State Police Department. Pull your vehicle, turn your vehicle off, drop your keys out the window, turn your hazards on. Do I have to say that out loud on my mic too? Well, I'm gonna turn my lights on. I'm gonna put my turn my lights on thing on, my macro on, and then I'm gonna put that macro on, and then I say it out loud, like I'm talking right now too.
The only reason why you're saying that is because a lot of the civilians, they're only going to see the pull over part. They're not going to read that whole macro. They're just going to see pull over, and then they're just going to take off. Or they will pull over and RP the scene with you, but they're not going to read the whole entire macro. So whenever you pull up and they stop, you ask them to turn off their vehicle and turn on your hazards. If when they turn off their vehicle and you turn on your hazards, that's where you start the traffic stop. Right then and there is when you start throwing up your traffic stop macro and all that stuff. Because a lot of these civilians are not going to read that macro. They're just going to see pull over, and that's it.
Copy.
And yes, I know Ace, but they actually switched that one around because that actually, I know for a fact that used to be assault on a police officer, and then the 1 point, I want to say it's 11, used to be assault on a police officer or civilian slash police officer. So that was the weird thing, that they actually switched it around.
I mean, I see how 1.12 it says assault on a police officer, so it was kind of confusing to
That's what I
see two
meant.
assault.
1.12. So basically, the 1-pointers are felonies. The 2-pointers are misdemeanors, and the 3-pointers are also are like uh, some are misdemeanors, and the other ones are more. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. So yeah, so I think the 1-pointers are first-degree felonies. The second one are the civils are the second-degree felonies, and then the third ones are misdemeanors. So just so you guys are clear, you guys understand what you guys can arrest for. I want you guys can give me an order, and I'll tell you, hey, can I arrest solely for this one? What about this one? Can I match these two together? And I'll let you know. Okay. Uh, if they take over, something I need to tell you guys right now. Let's say a gang member decides to take over HP, you can charge him with a 1.1 and a 1.2 because he is taking power by force and he's also capturing the state institution. But
Can we charge him with the 1.7 as well?
you can charge him with the 1.7 as well, and if he does not leave, you can also charge him with a 3.2. So, I will tell you this. If a gang unit decides to take over a completely separate gang house that is not their gang house, and the gangs are complaining about it because they cannot get it back, that right there is taking power by force only. You cannot give them a 1.1, even though it's technically a state building. It is not actually a state building. It's a gang house.
It's a private residence.
Correct. That's where the private residence comes into play. So, another thing, I know you guys have seen it, where they're sitting outside and they are making people pay them a toll or whatever for elite apartment. That right there, you can charge them with a 1.2 taking power by force. That is they're taking power over that building. But it is, seeing as it is a private residence still, you cannot charge them with the 1.1, even though the state owns that building. You can also charge them with extortion as well. Yes, Sam, that's correct. You can also charge them with extortion. Are you guys understanding everything that I'm going over? Like, seriously, if you guys have any questions where you think, I've ran into this and I didn't know what to do in this, now is your time to ask. That way I can explain it to you better. It may help you understand more. I want you guys to be successful. I don't want you guys to hiccup out there. I want you guys to be confident in yourself. Oh, yeah, I've got this. I understand.
Yeah,
I need you to ask questions.
that's why I asked a couple questions. I asked. Most of the stuff is pretty like basic. I think you got to read over your RP rules a lot. Our rules are and once they're imprinted in our brains, I think that we could all be successful. And I've had trouble with the law, and I've been in the law in my life, so I'm already a little experienced with the law. So
also, if you guys ever have any problems with violations to where you really just don't know what violations, you've already got them handcuffed, you've already got them to PD, G, and you just really don't know what violations to put on the person, you guys can always get a hold of a higher ranking officer and pull them aside with the suspect and be like, hey, they did this, this, and this. What can I charge them for? And they will give you what to charge them for. But with that being said, you have to have body cam to back up your story. You give them a violation that is not justified. Let's say, for instance, it's happened before. Matter of fact, Stan, you explain the scenario, what happened before. You know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Jeffrey Earl.
You always have to read them right. If you don't read anything you're going to charge them with is automatically drop. I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you.
1 second.
Bubs is breaking up for me though.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, hold your question for a second, Bubs. Jeffrey, Errol, and the other officer.
What was the question?
The medic arrest, where they put wrong charges.
What about it?
Explain that one. How they have to have the body cam in order to do things the correct way.
Okay, so basically they made it a pullover on the side of a road, trying to pull over somebody for not actually being on the road. Uh, they were trying to put a 3.2 on the person instantly, or no, they were trying to put a 3.1 on them because they questioned the person, but the person wasn't being very responsive. So the person started running away, and they were trying to arrest solely on a 3.1, which is not a thing. You cannot arrest solely on a 3.1. But you can arrest solely on a 3.2, is which they changed their charges to. They
They charged him with the 1.12 for hitting him when he never hit him.
Yes, they were trying to charge him with the 1.12 and I think a 2.1 at one point, and he never hit him with the vehicle or hit their vehicle whatsoever. So that wasn't a plausible arrest. Right there would be a failed RP, and not only would we release the suspect, but you would also get a reprimand for that.
No. That is not a reprimand. That right there is a dismissal from faction, because now you have failed. You failed the RP, and also you are arresting them on false pretenses, which is the same thing as kidnapping, which is an automatic dismissal from faction. That's the reason why I'm asking you guys to please be. I'm not trying to scare you guys into, you know, I can't make an arrest because I'm afraid to put the wrong charges on them. I'm not trying to scare you at all. Okay, we're not going to jump straight to that at all. If you know for a fact that you should not put that charge on them, do not put that charge on them. Okay, I'm lenient if you're learning. You know the rules, and I know you know the rules, and you're putting charges on them that you know are not justified. That's when it jumps to that PD rule. I don't want to lose any of you guys, but I do want to make sure that you guys know what you guys are doing. That's why I'm giving this class.
Chief, I was in the hospital the other day, and there was a guy running around there acting like he was a news station, and he said he disqualified. I forget his name. He was running around talking about stay updated for the news. What are they going to do when she's gone? Saying that you were corrupt and that there was a lot of going on. But
Say that again?
I would open you on that.
Bro, you were cutting up so freaking bad. I can only get bits and pieces of what
Let me
you were saying.
log back.
Israel, ma'am, we can't hear you.
I see your mic talking, Isabel, but I can't hear you either.
My turn.
She's telling me information overload. Am I overloading you guys with a lot of information? Because I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to make sure you guys understand everything.
Can you guys hear me better now?
A lot.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I was at the hospital the other day, and there was a guy. I'm gonna try to get his name. He was running around like he was a news podcast, and he was saying something about you, Chief, that you were corrupt and that you were gonna lose your position soon, and that there will be more news and stay updated for the news and blah blah blah. And what is everybody gonna do when they lose the chief? And I don't know. His name started with a T, I believe.
Well, I can answer that question for you real quick. If we lose the chief, we just get another chief. That's simple as that.
Yeah, but we don't want to lose the chief. The chief's parties, and the chief is the man.
Yes, but you can't believe everything a troll is going to say to you because people are going to say all kinds of things. When this department actually first started, there was a couple trolls out there trying to spread misinformation, also using his name as a way of spreading this information by having their character named the same thing. And I'll let you know if anybody's caught with the same name as the chief out there in public, that if you get it recorded, that is a bannable offense by admin.
Okay.
That's just the same thing as impersonating an admin. Whenever you put your name as moderator Rain or moderator or admin Titan, and you put just even a separate letter, just a wrong letter or an extra letter, that's an automatic perm ban.
No, anytime anybody references the chief, if they're going to try to submit a ticket on the chief, they have to submit a red ticket because a chief is technically a entry level admin.
Understood.
Actually, that's wrong. It's a blue
It's
ticket.
actually a blue ticket now. It's
Okay.
actually a blue ticket now.
Okay, well they changed it then.
I don't even know how to put in a ticket.
Over here.
It's on, okay, do you have the Lightning Bolt Discord?
I do.
Okay, so if you go on the Lightning Bolt Discord, scroll down your little things, it'll say Complaint Center or Complaint System. That you hit that, there'll be like a whole bunch of wording. At the very bottom, it has like a little tab where it says please select one or please select something. You hit that little tab thing and it'll pop up red, blue, and green. Green is for players versus player. Blue is for player versus the faction leaders. And red is for players versus admin. Blue used to not be faction leader. It used to be player versus gang members or gang leaders or something like that.
Thank you, guys.
But anyways, guys, anybody have anything else that you guys want to talk about at all? Any complaints about me? Anything like that? And I do apologize, guys.
Right. I'm gonna get vested, guys. I'm trying to work. Well, maybe I should start with Edge first.
I do apologize, guys, that I have been absent the last couple of days. I've been working a lot here lately.
I'm gonna have to report Mr. Stan. So. Dude, I'm